The worst in history, each piece of rock can be used to figure out when it was formed on Earth. This natural wonder has always been praised by both scientists and tourists. Recently, experts looked at the Grand Canyon. This study turned up a scary fact that could change the history of the building. How did this find change the past of the Grand Canyon? Talk about creepy things science have found. Scientists have been worried for a long time that rocks that are 1 billion years old are missing from the Grand Canyon. In each layer, the rocks of the Grand Canyon tell the story of Earth's past. How would it feel to find the Grand Canyon's natural record, the great unconformity, which is missing from rock layers that are billions of years old? So, we'll talk about what experts just found at the Great Canyon in this video. Let's start watching. In 1869, engineer John Wesley Powell was going down the Colorado River. He saw the mysterious gap. Geologists later put dates on these layers, which confirmed the huge difference. Alan Krill, a geologist, and his students went hiking in Grand Canyon National Park on the Bright Angel Trail. On this path, Krill found a rock with writing on it. There were footprints on a rock that had dropped on the trail. Krill, a guest from Norway, showed Roland pictures of the marks. Analysis looks at Roland thought the prints was 313 million years old, which would make the fossil footprint the oldest footprint of an animal ever found in the Grand Canyon. That was the first proof that animals with backbones walked on sand dunes. Aneids, which lay eggs with hard shells, might have made this mark. How did they keep the footprint until it was found? The 100-ton rock kept the tracks in place. Scientists saw that the boulder had 2 sets of tracks. The research showed that the marks were made 330 million years ago and are about 500,000 years old. Roland saw 2 reptile tracks going across the area diagonally. He also saw an animal about 1 foot long that moved sideways. When an animal walks in a lateral order, it moves its left back foot, left front foot, right back foot, right front foot, and right back foot. Experts don't know if the tracks are from 1 or 2 animals. The person in charge of the Grand Canyon's paleontology program thinks Roland's study of the footprints might not be as conclusive as it seems. Mark Neville says that experts have different ideas about how to read tracks, figure out how old rocks are, and figure out what animals made them. Neville is very happy, especially because the rock has been there for a long time, but not many people have seen it. Most canyon caves are in rocks made of limestone. There are many caves in the Grand Canyon. The plants and animals from the Ice Age are still alive in these caves. Some caves are so small that you can crawl into them, while others are big enough for a dance party. There are no more birds, wood rats, mountain goats, or sloths. Correct. The bones of these animals were kept in good shape because it was so dry. The skeletons that were still in good shape helped scientists learn more about the Ice Age. Scientists looked at these things. They found dung balls in a cave near the western end of the canyon. The animal's waste also showed what it ate. Pollen in the air was eaten by animals, and it told them important things about plants. Woodrat middens kept animal and plant parts in neat piles for hundreds of years. Mountain goat heads that have died out are often mummified. Bird Steve Emsley, a biology professor at the University of North Carolina, and an expert on birds from the Ice Age, went on this trip. He looked at condors in caves. His chemical study showed that the Grand Canyon was formed by the Colorado River. Condors may have liked eating big animals, but their disappearance may have killed them. These things are important. The Colorado River is losing water. Grand Canyon's Colorado River is unique. It goes over waterfalls, deserts, and valleys for 1,500 miles, from the Rocky Mountains to the Gulf of California. Activists think that the drought started when western states built dams and sent water to Los Angeles, Phoenix, San Diego, and other towns that were growing quickly. One is Glen Canyon Dam. Environmentalists say that putting up dams and changing the course of the Colorado River have hurt it, especially in the last 10 years. The river has been low since southwest trout became a problem. Boating is still allowed on Lake Mead in Nevada and Arizona, and the Grand Canyon River is running beautifully. It has been there for more than 50 years. Lake Powell was made by the moving machine. It makes electricity, but the water level isn't high enough. If the water level in the river goes down, the dam stops water from moving downriver. The water source in Arizona could be in danger. So, Greens want the government to pay for repairs to the plumbing system at Glen Canyon Dam. With newer dam technology, more water could flow through. This needs to be done right away, before the problem gets worse. Because nobody knows what will happen to the Colorado River, whitewater boating in the Grand Canyon is a lot of fun. Uranium can be found in the Grand Canyon. The area around uranium is toxic. The least amount of radiation was found in tests. In the 1950s, when miners found out about the toxic substance, they started to work. Tons of uranium from the Grand Canyon were taken away. Unused mines in the Grand Canyon could hurt the people who live there. The people of the Havasupai tribe used to live in the Grand Canyon. Uranium mining again put poison in the Grand Canyon. The Havasupai group, whose members live at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, then asked for uranium mining to stop. The group said that cancer could be caused by uranium poisoning in the water of the Grand Canyon. Farms in the fall and winter, corn, beans, squash, pumpkins, and melons grow. The Supai people used to live on the Colorado Plateau. Since 1000 BC, the Supai tribe has lived near the Grand Canyon. European travelers didn't come to Havasu Canyon until 1776, when a Spanish priest named Francisco Garces went there. His reports from the Hopi Mesa shed light on another group. In the late 1800s, the Supai tribe and Euro-Americans were at odds because of the trains. From a cave on Bright Angel Trail, one Havasupai man farmed in Indian Garden. Another Supai man and his wife were kicked out of Indian Garden by the National Park Service. In 1928, the Havasupai were given a 518-acre reservation in Havasu Canyon, which was their original home. They wanted more of the land that was already theirs. In 1975, President Gerald Ford gave back 185,000 acres in the canyon and along the rim. Since then, they have changed and kept going. The ruins of Tucson are 3 miles west of Desert Viewpoint, the most eastern point of the Grand Canyon, one of the most interesting archaeological places in Arizona. There are 2 parts to the draw. The first is a museum about the area. The second part is a path to the ruins. Museum and Old Things officials from the national park say that the Pueblo village is 800 years old. Close to the Tucson Museum are the ruins of an old village. People can learn about the artifacts and the people who used to live there from the museum's displays. Researchers think that houses have been used to live in, store food, and hold religious ceremonies. Kennedy made sure there was enough food and other things in the caves for 2,000 people. Since the bombs never went off, the cave rooms became hotels for people visiting the Grand Canyon. The food was meant to last for a month. The single-room suite at Canyon Caverns Motel is kept up 220 feet below the ground. Since the cave is still dry after 40 years, JFK's emergency stores are still good. Since there are no rats, bugs, or other animals in the caves, this is the quietest place in America. It costs $900 a night to rent because of its interesting history. That is all for today. Like and share the video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you.